Restaurant Unstoppable. What the most successful restaurateurs know that you don't.
We partnered, and I moved across the street in the new building, which was still small. It was only, with the patio, it's 2,400 square feet. And that's where things got formal. And that's where I really put my skins on the wall, because we opened up, I was doing 14,000 a week in sales across the street. We thought we were going to open up, we wrote a sales projection for the first week together at 22,000. We opened up at 40. And I had no other managers. So that next 2 years was, it was boot camp, you know, like, and I always respect Mike, because Mike left me alone. He was only there when I had a question, he would do his best to answer it. Mm-hmm. But the one thing I'll give people advice on is that if you're going to partner with somebody who truly brings value to the table and knows their role.
Compliments you too, right?
Yeah. It's got to be a yin and a yang, right? You've got to find your weaknesses and find somebody who can help you with that. And sometimes that partner needs to go away after you've gained that weakness, after you've gained that, you've shored up that weakness you had, or they just continue to bring more stuff to the table. A lot of times people look at partners just for capital, and I'm going to tell you not to do that. I'm going to tell you that you need to look at partners that actually help you create more value.
Why don't look at them just as capital? Why is that dangerous?
Because it's an unhealthy marriage, right? So I've never taken a penny. You know, it's one thing that pisses me off is when you're partnered with a hospitality group. It's like, well, you got them to fall back on. But they don't have them to fall. They're not a bank, you know. And once you get into, and their only role is to provide capital, I'm not saying it doesn't ever work out, but a lot of people are just romantic about the restaurant business. They just want to be in the freaking restaurant business. And they've got the money to do it, and they find this young cook over here, and they get him going, and then they go eat. You know, they fly out to Napa, or they fly to France or whatever, and now they bring their ideas, and they want to shove them on you. One thing I'll give Mike credit on, he never one time tried to change anything with Martin's. He just was like, you do what you do, and I'm here. I'm the old guy over here that's got a lot of answers. If you need them, I'm here.
Yeah. And
so
I love that. I love that approach. And reflecting back, some of the big things that have come out of the conversation is he taught you basically how to inventory your business, how to get your prime costs down, how to do menu engineering, right? So you know structure, exactly.
He taught me how to wrap systems and disciplines of financial structure.
Don't necessarily change the thing that's so special. You just look at it and say, how can we create repetition and consistency and order and structure around this to maintain it? Right? You don't want to change it. You want to maintain it. And you need systems to maintain it. But reflecting back at some of the biggest key pivotal moments that Mike taught you, the things that you would have never done if you didn't have him in your corner.
It's too many for me to answer that. There were just a lot of little things that added up to this big thing. You know what I mean? Like it was like, for example, let's just take a labor schedule.
Okay.
There's 5 sections to a day. Yep. Open, lunch, the through, dinner, and close. Mm-hmm. Right? I got down, Mike was, how we call it time and motion. How long does it take for me to do my prep and manufacture what I've got to do to open up for lunch? Well, I literally got a stopwatch and timed it. I timed how long it took me to go to the bank, drop the deposit off, and then backed into how many people do I need to execute this? Yeah. Right? So that's just one example of that right there, you know, of just, looking at voids, comps, you know, like every night. Like the unsexy stuff is the stuff that makes people successful in restaurants. Mm-hmm. They get into it because it's sexy. A lot of chefs and pit masters get into it, if they're being honest with themselves, because it's a vehicle for them to be more popular or even in their mind famous. That's a horrific reason to get into the restaurant business. Okay, but you know the fact is that you've got to do the unsexy stuff. The unsexy stuff is what makes it work.